let's say you've been in a relationship with a guy for 6 months. Situationship with a guy for 6 months. You really like him. You want him to commit to you, but he says he likes to take things slow. Somehow you find out that the last 3 girls he had a committed relationship with, he initiated the commitment conversation after only 3 weeks of dating. Would that make you feel a certain way?
Yeah.
You'd feel like, well, why don't you want to commit to me, but all these your previous ex-girlfriends?
No, I think that's showing growth and change.
Yeah, because
It obviously didn't work out for him, so maybe he's trying something different now. Well, how does that reflect the person that he's dating now?
It's showing growth that he previously had long-term. He got into long-term relationships early, and now he's in a perhaps non-monogamous situationship with you for 6 months. And I'm not sure I see how that's growth. I'm not saying that that's a wrong thing necessarily.
I guess, okay, that's fair. It could be the other way. It could be negative, but at least he's trying something different.
I mean, he's showing habitual patterns that he's not currently interested in. So he's showing a pattern of behavior and it seems to be that he is non-monogamous in this situationship, is what you're stating. Am I wrong?
What's that?
Am I wrong to assume that this individual is not participating in monogamy in the situationship?
Well, it's a situationship, so I mean, maybe it's monogamous, maybe it's not.
It's fluid. Okay. Yeah, I would consider it a red flag. If you're not sure about how you perceive me or want to be with me 6 months in and you're still wanting to see other people and you have previous record of doing something otherwise, then no, your habit is off and I'm not interested.
Yeah, I would think he's playing games. Like, what's up? Like, what?
Well, being in a situationship for 6 months is ridiculous in itself, not the fact that it's past.
It kind of is, but I feel
like
people find themselves...
if it's a problem for the girl, then...
It depends on the communication.
Sure.
Right.
Did you guys want to come in on this?
I was in a situationship for 2 years once, so to me, like 6 months it's not okay. It sucks, and then to hear that he was doing something different before, it just seems like she's not the right girl then.
Here's maybe a better example than this. So let's say you've been dating a guy for 6 months. Let's say it's a relationship. He's kind of a homebody. He doesn't really like to go out too much. Maybe occasionally you guys get dinner, but he doesn't really take you out. You like him and he likes you, but doesn't really take you out, doesn't get you gifts, no vacations, anything like that. You find out that the last 3 relationships he had, he treated his girls all the time to fancy dinners. He paid for vacations. He'd get them gifts. All his previous relationships, but with you, he doesn't. Feeling on that?
Yeah, that would make me really sad. That would make me feel like I'm like the least special out of everyone he's dated.
Sure.
You get friend zoned after that.
Yeah.
Like you're just a homie.
The guy who gets friend zoned?
Yeah. Like if you we're just homies then.
Okay.
You know.
What about you?
I don't know. I feel like it depends on the person.
It depends. You can't. Let's try to avoid it depends.
Okay. Well,
it's just like everything. It can depend.
I think it's unfair to judge somebody on their past. If he did treat all his past girlfriends like that, then the best thing you can do is just ask him why. If it's an issue with the relationship, then lay your grounds for what you expect from each other. If not, go your separate ways, in my opinion. It could be that he's feeling like hurt still from the last experiences, like he gave too much of himself to those girls, and he's afraid to do it again. If that's the case, he should communicate it, but that won't happen unless you address what's making you uncomfortable. Like, hey, I found out you did all these things for these girls. What's different about me? Do you not see a future with me? And if he can't answer that. Yeah. Is it? I don't know. I was thinking maybe it's a little unhealthy to compare yourself to his past relationships. So maybe just stick to the own standards that you have set. So if you're like, okay, I like these certain things, and he's not doing it, then that's a problem. But if you don't care about that stuff, then why does it matter?
That's true.
I mean, for me personally, like I'm like a big adventure bug. I love to travel. I love to like get out and do things. And if he's a homebody, like that's not gonna work out as is. And it like aside from the gifts, like I could afford my own stuff. you know, I don't need the gifts, but it's like the big red flag for me would be the homebody aspect, you know, because I like to get out, I like to go travel, and I want to do fun shit.
Sure. Okay, then let's perhaps exclude the homebody component.
Okay.
And just he bought all his ex-girlfriend's gifts. He paid for dates. He paid for vacations, but with you, no.
He probably realized he was attracting the wrong women with all of that.
Yeah. I feel like in a relationship, it should be like a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I like to spoil my dudes too. You know, like when I'm dating someone, I genuinely like to pay for dinner. I like to pay for concert tickets. I like to be out and do things that are fun.
Okay.
And I have no problem buying.
I'll have you answer it, but really quick. You mentioned 50-50 relationships. Who here is in favor of 50-50 relationships? Is this?
Actually, can I say I prefer 100-100? Nobody should be giving
I've
half
heard
of
that.
their
Yeah,
effort.
it's semantics.
Okay.
Semantics, but okay, yeah. But just another show of hands. I didn't see who believes in 50-50, 100-100 relationships.
What does that even mean, though?
Wait, so hold on. Keep your hands
Yeah,
up
do you
just a
mean
second.
like money, like materialistic things?
Well, I mean, I think that's often the paradigm in which it's viewed in. But I mean, it could come down to household labor
Sure.
in that way.
Are you
I
talking
often
about-
hear, though, I mean, when it comes to 50-50, usually the protection component is not part of it. So, for example, like the expectation that your male partner protect you in the event of a home invasion, for example, or killing spiders, that typically.
Oh, I need that. I need protection. So
I can kill spiders.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There you go. You
Are
didn't.
you talking more about like roles?
Into the mic, please.
Are you talking more about like roles in the relationship where it's
I
like
suppose, yeah.
50-50? Okay, got it.
So, like, I mean, the obvious ones that occur to me is paying for the first date, providing. So, do you want to be 50-50 with the person? Do you want maybe,
Oh, got it.
you know, in a long-term relationship, you know, some arrangements, there's a partner that's stay at home, taking care of the kids, the family, whereas the other person's the breadwinner. So, yeah. I didn't see everyone who was raised their hand for 50-50, but yes, 50-50. No. So you two no on 50-50.
no.
No on 50-50.
I don't agree with all the qualities.
Don't agree. What about you?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Go into that a little bit. Why?
Sure. I think nowadays, I'm not going to say all men, but a lot of men look to women to be everything, right? We have to have jobs that make a lot of money. We have to, most men that I talk to do. I see your face like,
Most men that you talk to.
well, if we're talking about 50-50, if they're paying half the rent, they better have some money under their hands, right? So if we're going 50-50, no, I think that's bullshit. As a woman, I'm coming in there like, okay, I'm literally going to do everything and anything you want, okay? In the bedroom, blowjobs are jobs, honey. So yeah, absolutely. I want you to pay for all of my shit.
Wait, hold on. Let's go.
Feminism.
Feminism.
That's feminism.
Oh, you're gonna trigger
That's
Brian.
feminism.
Oh,
Here we go.
Before I responded, maybe you guys had a response over here.
Okay, sorry. So when you say, I'm just piggybacking off what you said.
Please, yes.
So a lot of the men, especially the men who like to watch this show, love to like throw crap onto feminism. And I'm not a feminist myself, so I can see both perspectives. However, men are also victims of feminism or the feminist movement because the feminist movement tells women that, inadvertently. So because you could be everything, you could be anything you want to be. Now, we're equal with rights and all that fun stuff. We could be anything we want to be, but we're interpreting it as we need to be and do everything. And the men are also now interpreting it like that. So I don't believe in 50-50 relationships, and I personally want to be a stay-at-home mom one day. So it's not going to cut it. It's not going to work out. You know, like what, the woman's supposed to pay half the bills and do all of the housework? That just doesn't make sense. That's like 70-30.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
more what I'm talking about.
Like
Yeah.
at least pay maybe 30% of the bills, and she does
Right.
more of the housework. Like it has to be a certain, you know, it just can't be like, you know what I mean?
I feel like kids make a huge difference in this
For
whole
sure.
conversation.
Absolutely.
So,
And
I
we're
mean,
usually the ones
pre-kids.
having kids, so
We're the only ones having kids. I mean,
we're spending 9-10 months really in
yeah, but you're going to base
gestation.
your relationship off of that, even if
No,
you don't
not at
plan
all.
to have kids with this person?
No, but I think, you know, feminism isn't a bad thing. Of course, there's always going to be extremists, right, that are like, oh, just hate men, just hate men. I don't
But
believe
isn't
that.
feminism all about equality?
No, it is about equality for sure, but I think there's more to it. We've been completely erased from history, and now...
Erroneous! Erroneous!
And now...
Wait, hold on.
Wait,
Feminism's about equality. Okay.
Let me wait, just hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Just hold on. Even now, there have studies that have been shown that quite literally show that when women start dominating a man's career, the cost of that job goes down. Right? So once women go into the field, how much they're making goes down because it's women now, right? They don't really care about us as much.
Erroneous!
I mean, you can see
Erroneous.
that now with just healthcare, you know? I mean, I can't go to every state and have necessary healthcare. That's really scary for me, right? And that's where I'm coming from is like, no, we should have, you know,
You're
the
talking
same.
about abortion laws,
Yeah,
right?
abortion laws, yes.
Yeah, and also at the same time, it's becoming more dangerous for women because in certain fields, like I forgot the statistics, but in certain fields, women do make the same amount as men. And I'm from New York, so in New York specifically, women out-earn men. In the age
Absolutely.
group from 20 to 40, women out-earn men.
We're more
And-
educated too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so all educated women in Manhattan alone out-earn men, and this is in at least over there.
Right.
It's making it really dangerous for women because men still want to feel dominant, and they will inadvertently try to dominate the woman in another way, like a domestic violence
Sure.
thing,
Okay.
you know, or emotional abuse to try
Sure.
to be like, you know, I'm the man, even if you're making the more money, because even if you're not emasculating him, if you're making more than him and you're still like splitting it 50-50, you'll have more saved, you'll have more invested, and he'll feel bad, depending on the man, but I'm pretty sure
respect
this is most.
I definitely
you know?
respect that, but what you have to understand is globally, men hold far more money than
That's
women
true,
ever will. So,
Well,
maybe not will, but right now.
80%,
Right now, yeah.
80% of consumer spending is done by women. Women hold the
Correct.
majority of debt.
yes.
So,
But I mean, the most billionaires, millionaires are men.
I mean, that's the apex fallacy. You're
Tell me
looking
about that.
the apex fallacy. You're looking at the top percentage of men, which happen to be a very small proportion of men, and attributing to that as to men as a class, as a group.